Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're counting down the top 7 most valuable United States Jefferson nickel coins that have amazed collectors with their incredible rarity and impressive auction prices. While millions of Jefferson nickels have been produced since 1938, a small number of rare dates, mint marks, and error varieties have become highly sought-after treasures. Some of these 5-cent coins have sold for thousands, and in a few cases, tens of thousands of dollars. So, before you spend your old nickels, make sure you watch this video until the end because one of these valuable coins could already be hiding in your collection. So let's get started. First up, the 1966 United States Jefferson nickel, the famous 5-cent coin without a mint mark. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary because millions were produced. However, there is much more to the story. Certain examples have become highly collectible, and the finest pieces have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1966 Jefferson nickel, its unique features, why collectors search for specific examples, how much a fine condition coin is worth today, and what makes a few rare varieties incredibly valuable. Stay with us until the end because you may have one of these hidden treasures sitting in your coin jar. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famous Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag and has remained one of America's longest-running coin designs. The year 1966 was especially important in United States coin history. Between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins in an effort to discourage coin collecting during a nationwide coin shortage. Because of this policy, every regular 1966 Jefferson nickel was struck without a mint mark, regardless of which mint produced it. This means that a missing mint mark is completely normal for the state and is not, by itself, a rare error. More than 156 million Jefferson nickels dated 1966 were produced, making the coin common in circulation. However, exceptional condition, full steps details, and rare mint errors can make certain examples extremely valuable. The obverse of the 1966 Jefferson nickel displays the portrait of Thomas Jefferson with the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1966. There is no mint mark, which is exactly how these coins were intended to appear. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's historic mansion, along with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The coin is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a smooth edge. One of the most important details collectors examine is the staircase of Monticello. Coins showing sharply defined full steps are much scarcer than ordinary examples because strong strikes were uncommon in 1966. A fine condition coin usually shows moderate circulation wear. Jefferson's hair, facial details, and Monticello lines remain visible but are noticeably worn. While fine coins are collectible as historical pieces, they generally do not command high prices unless they also display a rare mint error. Although the standard 1966 Jefferson nickel is common, collectors continue searching through rolls and collections because of the possibility of discovering rare varieties. The most desirable examples include full steps nickels, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other genuine mint errors. The full steps designation is especially prized because only a small number of 1,966 nickels were struck with complete, sharply defined steps on Monticello. These coins often attract competitive bidding from advanced collectors. In addition, top-quality mint state coins with outstanding eye appeal can sell for far more than ordinary circulated examples. Because many people mistakenly believe that no mint mark alone makes the coin rare, collectors focus instead on condition, strike quality, and authentic mint errors when determining value. If your 1966 Jefferson nickel is in fine condition, it is generally worth around 15 cents to 20 cents, only slightly above its face value because of its large mintage. Coin No. An attractive but uncirculated example may sell for less than $1, while ordinary mint state coins often range from a few dollars to around $20 depending on grade. The real excitement begins with premium quality full steps examples and rare mint errors. Some certified full-steps nickels have sold for over $10,000, and exceptional auction records have reached approximately $11,750 for outstanding specimens. This shows that while most 1966 nickels are inexpensive, the rarest certified examples can become major auction highlights. If you own a 1966 Jefferson nickel, examine it carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for unusually sharp details on the steps of Monticello, straw and luster, and any unusual minting errors such as doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can reduce its collector value. If you believe your coin is an exceptional example or contains a genuine mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service before selling it. The 1966 United States Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a fascinating reminder that not every valuable coin looks rare at first glance. While a typical fine condition example is worth only a few cents above face value, exceptional full-step specimens and genuine mint errors have sold for thousands of dollars. That is why collectors continue searching through pocket change and old collections, hoping to discover the next hidden treasure. Before you spend your old nickels, take a closer look. You never know when an ordinary 5-cent coin could become the highlight of a valuable collection. Next up, the 1976 United States Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in circulated condition. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 5-cent coin, but some examples have attracted significant attention from collectors due to their rarity, exceptional preservation, and valuable minting errors. While most circulated 1976 nickels are worth only face value, certain rare varieties have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. In this video, we'll explore the history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, market value, and important collecting tips to help you determine whether your 1976 Jefferson nickel could be worth much more than 5 cents. The Jefferson nickel has been a part of American coinage since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The coin honors Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, while the reverse features his historic Virginia home, Monticello. In 1976, millions of Jefferson nickels were produced to meet the nation's need for circulating coinage. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time did not place a mint mark on Jefferson nickels. Although these coins were produced in large numbers, the passage of time has reduced the availability of high-quality examples. As collectors search for well-preserved pieces and unusual mint errors, the 1976 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel has become increasingly interesting in the numismatic community. The obverse of the 1976 Jefferson nickel displays a detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1976. The absence of a mint mark next to the date indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, the iconic Monticello building is featured prominently, along with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, Monticello, 5 cents, and C. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. Even in circulated condition, collectors closely inspect these coins for sharp details, original surfaces, unusual die varieties, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting errors that can greatly increase their value. A standard circulated 1976 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is common, but finding one with a significant mint error or an exceptional strike is much more difficult. Coins displaying dramatic doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other production mistakes are highly sought after because they are much scarcer than regular circulation coins. Additionally, some circulated coins retain stronger design details than expected, making them more desirable to collectors assembling high-quality Jefferson nickel collections. As interest in modern U.S. coin varieties continues to grow, demand for rare 1976 no-mint mark nickels has steadily increased. Auction buyers are often willing to pay impressive premiums for authenticated examples with unusual characteristics. Most circulated 1976 Jefferson nickels without a mint mark are worth only their face value of 5 cents or a small premium ranging from about 10 cents to $1, depending on their condition. Better preserved circulated examples may sell for $2 to $10. Coins with attractive eye appeal or light wear can sometimes bring $20 to $50. However, genuine mint error coins can be worth much more. Depending on the type and severity of the error, auction prices may range from $100 to over $1,000. Exceptional examples with rare, dramatic errors that are professionally authenticated and graded have occasionally sold for several $1,000s in competitive auctions. The final value always depends on rarity, condition, eye appeal, and collector demand. If you own a 1976 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, examine it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the lettering or date, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or other unusual features. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its value to collectors. Store the coin in a protective holder to prevent additional wear and damage. If you believe your coin has a rare error or is in unusually high condition, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Staying informed about recent auction results and studying known Jefferson nickel varieties can also help you recognize valuable examples that might otherwise go unnoticed. The 1976 United States Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in circulated condition may appear to be an ordinary coin, but hidden among millions of common pieces are rare varieties and valuable mint errors that collectors eagerly seek. While most examples are worth only a few cents, the right combination of rarity, condition, and minting error can transform this everyday nickel into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's why it's always worth taking a closer look at your pocket change. You never know when you might discover a hidden treasure. Next up, the 1970 United States Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that many people overlook every day. At first glance, it may seem like nothing more than an ordinary 5-cent coin, especially if it is in worn or circulated condition. However, certain examples of the 1970 Jefferson nickel have surprised collectors by selling for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at major auctions. In this video, we will explore the history of this fascinating coin, its unique features, why collectors search for rare varieties, how much it can be worth today, and what you should look for before spending one. The Jefferson nickel series has been a part of American coinage since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. In 1970, millions of Jefferson nickels were struck to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. The Denver Mint produced the 1970 Jefferson nickel, identified by the small d mint mark located to the right of Monticello on the reverse of the coin. Although most examples entered circulation and became heavily worn over the years, a small number survived in exceptional condition or were struck with unusual mint errors, making them highly desirable among collectors today. The 1970 Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a smooth edge. The obverse displays a portrait of Thomas Jefferson with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1970. The reverse features Monticello with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The small d mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. While worn condition coins usually show flattened details on Jefferson's hair and Monticello, collectors should also inspect every coin carefully for doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or other minting errors. Even a heavily circulated coin can become valuable if it contains a genuine and rare mint error. Most 1970 Jefferson nickels remain common in circulated grades because over 300 million pieces were struck. A typical worn example is generally worth only its face value. However, the story changes dramatically when a coin is found with an unusual mint error, exceptional strike quality, or an extremely high mint state grade certified by a professional grading service. Collectors compete aggressively for coins with full steps on Monticello, as these indicate an unusually sharp strike. In addition, rare error coins such as doubled dies, dramatic off-center strikes, or major die varieties can attract strong bidding at auctions. Because high-quality examples become harder to locate every year, demand among collectors continues to grow. A heavily worn 1970 Jefferson nickel found in everyday circulation is generally worth about 5 cents to $1, depending on its condition. Coins in extremely fine condition may sell for $2 to $5, while brilliant uncirculated examples can bring between $10 and $50. Certified mint state examples with outstanding eye appeal may sell for several $100s. Coins displaying the desirable full steps designation often command much higher prices. If a 1970D Jefferson nickel features a significant and authenticated mint error, auction prices can range from several $100s to well over $1,000. The rarest certified examples with exceptional quality or dramatic errors have achieved impressive results in competitive auctions, making them prized additions to advanced collections. If you own a 1970D Jefferson nickel, avoid cleaning it, as cleaning almost always reduces a coin's collector value. Examine the coin carefully under bright lighting and magnification to check for the D mint mark, full steps on Monticello, doubled lettering, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other unusual characteristics. Store valuable coins in protective holders to prevent further wear and damage. If you believe your coin has a rare error or is in exceptional condition, consider submitting it to a reputable third-party grading service for authentication and professional grading. Taking these simple steps can make a significant difference in determining whether your nickel is an ordinary circulation coin or a valuable collectible. The 1970D Monticello Jefferson nickel proves that even a common-looking 5-cent coin can hold hidden value. While most worn examples are worth only face value, rare mint errors, full steps examples, and high-grade certified coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. That is why every Jefferson nickel deserves a careful inspection before it is spent. You never know when an ordinary-looking coin. Next up, the 1961 United States Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, featuring the famous Monticello design on the reverse. At first glance, this coin may look old, worn, dirty, or even unattractive, causing many people to overlook it. However, appearances can be deceiving. While millions of 1961 nickels were produced, a small number of exceptional examples with outstanding strike quality, rare mint errors, or top certified grades have sold for impressive prices at major auctions. In this video, we'll explore the history, design, rarity, collector demand, market value, and the features that could make a 1961 Jefferson nickel worth far more than 5 cents. The 1961 Jefferson nickel was issued by the United States Mint as part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series that began in 1938. The obverse features a portrait of America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse displays his historic Virginia home, Monticello. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where it was normal for business strike nickels of that era to have no mint mark. More than 73 million Philadelphia nickels were produced in 1961, making the date common in circulation. Nevertheless, collectors know that rarity is often determined by condition, strike quality, and unusual varieties rather than mintage alone. The 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. The front of the coin features Thomas Jefferson facing left with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1961. The reverse showcases Monticello with the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents," and "United States of America." A coin found in ugly, dirty, or heavily circulated condition usually has little premium. However, collectors carefully inspect the steps of Monticello because coins with fully defined steps, known as full steps, are much scarcer and significantly more valuable than ordinary examples. Mint errors such as doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, or other striking abnormalities can also increase value dramatically. Although the 1961 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel is not rare in circulated condition, high-grade examples with original luster and sharp full steps are extremely difficult to locate. Most coins entered circulation immediately and became worn over decades of use. Collectors compete aggressively for coins that survive in exceptional mint state condition with crisp details and no damage. The demand becomes even stronger for certified full-step specimens because relatively few qualify for that designation. Genuine mint errors are also highly sought after, creating intense bidding whenever attractive examples appear at major coin auctions. If your 1961 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is heavily circulated, dirty, or in ugly condition, it will generally be worth only its face value or a small collector premium. Better circulated examples may sell for a few cents to a few dollars. Attractive uncirculated coins can range from around $5 to several $100s depending on grade. Certified mint state coins with exceptional eye appeal bring much higher prices. The most desirable full steps examples have sold for several $1,000s at auction, with top quality specimens reaching well over $10,000 in the rarest certified grades. Coins with dramatic mint errors may also command substantial auction prices depending on the rarity and quality of the error. Before spending or selling a 1961 Jefferson nickel, examine it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for the absence of a mint mark, sharp details on Monticello, complete steps, unusual errors, and signs of original mint luster. Never clean the coin, even if it looks dirty or unattractive, because cleaning can permanently reduce its collector value. If you believe your coin has exceptional quality or an unusual mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. Proper storage in a protective holder will also help preserve its condition for the future. The 1961 United States Jefferson nickel without a mint mark reminds us that valuable coins are not always obvious. Even an old, dirty, or ugly-looking nickel deserves a closer inspection because hidden features such as full steps, rare mint errors, or outstanding preservation can transform an ordinary 5-cent coin into a highly collectible treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Next up, the 1968 United States Jefferson nickel, one of the most interesting modern American coins that still appears in old collections and sometimes even in circulation. At first glance, this coin may seem like an ordinary 5-cent piece, especially when it is found in circulated condition. However, experienced collectors know that some 1968 Jefferson nickels have sold for impressive amounts at auctions because of exceptional preservation, rare full steps details, or valuable mint errors. In this video, we will explore the history of this coin, its unique features, why collectors search for it, and how much it can be worth in today's coin market. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag and has remained one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The 1968 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark located below the date on the obverse. This was significant because 1968 marked the return of mint marks after they had been temporarily removed from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. More than 91 million examples were produced, making it a common date coin in general, although exceptional examples are much harder to find. The 1968 Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. On the front is the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1968, along with the small d mint mark beneath the date. The reverse displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, surrounded by the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. If your coin is in circulated condition, you will usually notice wear on Jefferson's hair, cheek, jawline, and the high points of Monticello. However, if the steps leading to Monticello remain fully visible and sharply struck, collectors refer to this as the desirable full steps (FS) designation, which dramatically increases value. Most circulated 1968 Jefferson nickels are very common and are worth only their face value. However, collectors carefully inspect every example because a small number were struck with outstanding detail or unusual mint errors. The rarest business strike examples are those displaying complete full steps on Monticello, a feature that is surprisingly difficult to find for this year because many coins were weakly struck at the mint. In addition, collectors actively search for off-center strikes, doubled dies, repunched mint marks, clipped planchets, and other genuine mint errors. These special varieties are scarce and can attract strong bidding whenever they appear in major auctions. If your 1968 Jefferson nickel is heavily circulated, it is generally worth only its face value of 5 cents. Better circulated examples may sell for a few cents above face value. Uncirculated specimens typically sell for several dollars, while high-grade certified coins can reach tens or even 61 hundreds of dollars depending on quality. The finest certified examples have sold for more than $1,000 at major auctions. Even more valuable are extremely rare full steps examples, with the best-known specimens bringing several $1,000s because of their exceptional strike quality and rarity. Whenever you find a 1968 Jefferson nickel, examine it carefully under bright lighting and magnification. Look for a sharp mint mark, clear lettering, and especially the steps beneath Monticello. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can permanently reduce its collector value. If you believe your coin has a rare error or exceptional full steps detail, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. Certified coins generally command greater confidence among buyers and often achieve stronger prices at auction. The 1968 D. Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is usually a common coin, but every collector knows that hidden treasures can still be found. A sharply struck example with full steps, an unusual mint error, or an exceptionally high grade can be worth far more than its 5-cent face value. That is why coin collectors continue searching through rolls, collections, and pocket change for this fascinating Jefferson nickel. Always inspect your coins carefully, you never know when an ordinary-looking nickel could become your next valuable discovery. Next up, the 1969 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. At first glance, a rusty or heavily toned 1969 D nickel may appear to be nothing more than an old 5-cent coin. However, in the world of coin collecting, certain examples with exceptional strike quality, rare mint errors, or outstanding preservation have sold for impressive prices at auction. In this video, we'll explore the history of this coin, its unique features, why collectors search for specific examples, and how much a rare 1969 D Jefferson nickel could be worth today. The 1969 Jefferson nickel was struck during a period when the United States Mint was producing millions of coins to meet growing demand. The Denver Mint identified its coins with a small D mint mark located on the obverse of the coin, just to the right of the date. More than 202 million examples were produced at Denver, making the date common in circulation. The coin features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel series has remained one of the most collected U.S. coin series since its introduction in 1938. Although the overall mintage was high, collectors know that truly well-struck examples are surprisingly difficult to find. The 1969 D. Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. On the front, Thomas Jefferson's portrait is accompanied by the inscriptions Liberty and the date 1969, with the D mint mark beside the date. On the reverse, Monticello is displayed in the center along with E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. If your coin has a rusty appearance, it is important to understand that genuine U.S. nickels do not rust because they contain no iron. A brown, dark, or rusty-looking surface is usually caused by environmental staining, toning, dirt, or corrosion after the coin left the mint. Such damage generally reduces collector value unless the coin also has a rare mint error or exceptional rarity. Collectors should also examine the steps of Monticello carefully. Coins showing complete full steps are extremely scarce for the 1969 D issue and are among the most desirable examples. Although millions of 1969 D nickels were struck, most entered circulation and experienced heavy wear over the decades. In addition, many Denver coins from 1969 were weakly struck, making sharply detailed examples difficult to locate. Because of this, collectors pay significant premiums for coins with strong strikes, brilliant original surfaces, and especially those displaying the rare full steps designation. Mint errors also increase collector demand. Some 1969 D nickels have doubled die varieties, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other striking errors that can command much higher prices than ordinary coins. These unusual varieties attract specialists who are willing to pay substantial amounts for authenticated examples. A heavily circulated or rusty-looking 1969 D Jefferson nickel is generally worth only its face value of 5 cents, or perhaps a small premium if it has an attractive appearance. Average circulated examples usually sell for only a few cents above face value. Uncirculated coins, however, can be worth several dollars depending on their grade. High-grade mint state examples may sell for $20, $50, $100, or considerably more if they receive exceptional grades from professional grading services. The greatest prize is a genuine 1969 D full steps example. One certified full steps coin sold at a major auction for approximately $33,600, demonstrating how a seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin can become a major numismatic rarity. Standard high-grade examples have also realized hundreds of dollars at auction depending on certification and quality. If you own a 1969 D Jefferson nickel, inspect it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for the Denver D mint mark, sharp details on Monticello, and complete full steps. Check for doubled letters, unusual mint errors, off-center strikes, or die varieties. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning almost always reduces collector value. If your nickel appears unusually sharp or has a noticeable mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC before offering it for sale. The 1969 D. Jefferson nickel proves that even a common-looking 5-cent coin can become highly valuable under the right circumstances. While most rusty or heavily worn examples are worth little more than face value, rare full-step specimens, major mint errors, and top-grade certified coins have achieved remarkable auction prices. Before spending an old 1969 D nickel, take a closer look. You might discover a hidden treasure sitting quietly in your coin collection. Next up, the 1980 D United States Jefferson nickel in fine condition. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary 5-cent coin, but certain examples with outstanding strike quality, rare mint errors, or exceptional preservation have attracted strong interest from collectors. While most circulated 1980 D nickels are common, a few special pieces have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. In this video, we'll explore the history, unique features, rarity, collector demand, current market values, and expert collecting tips for this fascinating coin. The Jefferson nickel series was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1980 D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark next to the date on the front of the coin. More than 502 million examples were produced, making it a very common issue in circulation. However, despite the high mintage, premium quality examples with sharp strikes and full steps details remain much scarcer and are highly desirable among collectors. The 1980 D Jefferson nickel is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and features a plain edge. The obverse displays Thomas Jefferson with the year 1980 and the D mint mark. The reverse shows the famous Monticello building along with the inscriptions E pluribus unum, United States of America, Monticello, and 5 cents. One feature collectors pay special attention to is the full steps designation, where all the steps of Monticello are fully visible without interruption. Coins with full steps are significantly rarer than ordinary examples and often command much higher prices. A normal 1980 D Jefferson nickel in fine condition is not considered rare because millions entered circulation and many still survive today. However, collector demand rises dramatically for coins that display outstanding strike quality, full steps, or genuine mint errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors. These special varieties are much harder to find and often become the focus of competitive bidding at major coin auctions. This is why experienced collectors always examine every 1980 D nickel carefully before spending or selling it. If your 1980 D Jefferson nickel is in fine circulated condition, it is generally worth around 5 to 30 cents, depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Better circulated examples may sell for slightly more, while ordinary coins often trade close to face value. Uncirculated specimens can range from a few dollars to several $100s depending on grade. The biggest premiums are paid for certified full steps examples, with some high-grade pieces realizing over $3,000 at auction. Standard high-grade examples without full steps have also reached several $100s, with top auction records around $720 for exceptional mint-state coins. If you own a 1980 D Jefferson nickel, inspect it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the Monticello steps, check for doubling in the lettering or design, and watch for unusual mint errors. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can reduce its collector value. If you believe your coin has exceptional quality or a rare variety, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. Proper storage in a protective holder will also help preserve its condition for the future. The 1980 D Jefferson nickel proves that even a common-looking 5-cent coin can become valuable under the right circumstances. Although most fine condition examples are worth only a small premium over face value, coins with full steps, outstanding preservation, or rare mint errors can command impressive prices in today's collector market. Every coin tells a story, and the next valuable Jefferson nickel could already be sitting in your pocket or an old coin jar waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest rare coin discoveries. Share this video with your friends and fellow collectors, and let us know in the comments which Jefferson nickel you think is the most valuable. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next exciting rare coin video.